Well, hello. It's great to be back with you. What we were waiting for Saturday is a little more of an in-depth study around the whole idea of why there's power in bringing somebody into church and that invitation. And so many people kind of have the question that lingers in their minds, if God is at work, why is he at work so powerfully in that context? And one of the truths that we're going to be looking at is from the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verses 19 and 20. And what's interesting is both the passages we're studying today are truths that we learn out of a context that is a different context than the one we're addressing. In other words, we're talking about essentially evangelism, but this context for Luke chapter 18, verses 19 and 20, you'll notice has to do with the church and almost a discipline issue. But what you'll find is that Jesus makes a very important truth statement. And that is that if two of us on earth agree about anything we ask for, it will be done for us by our Father in heaven. For where two or three come together in his name, he said he would be with us. Well, what we find in the context of any gathering of people in his name is his presence not only in their hearts, but his presence together in that gathering. And so it's important to know that this is the context, again, of this passage is not about worship services and it's not about Bible studies and gatherings, but it speaks a truth that we find very well lived out in experiences like our Bible studies in our homes or gathering together in a restaurant even or wherever we might be, but particularly in a worship service. So as you read that, just begin to recognize the truth that Jesus is saying that he is present with us in a special and tangible way as we come together with other Christ followers. But then we're going to read another passage. Again, the context for this in Romans chapter 10 is talking about the people of Israel and how the people of Israel had been given every opportunity to know this beautiful truth of Jesus, but had turned away from that truth. And yet people who weren't seeking it, the Gentiles, like most of us who are now Christ followers, were actually able to receive this beautiful gift. And the verses that we're going to focus on in particular are verses 9 through 13. Verses 9 through 13 say some powerful words about the power of the gospel as it gives people a chance to call on his name and to find that salvation. But also you're going to notice verses 14 through 17 and the importance that truth be proclaimed and that people hear that truth. Well, I think that what you're going to find is that these words from the book of Romans chapter 10 are going to not only give you great encouragement about the power of his word, but also an encouragement to get his word out. And some who are listening to this devotion even feel a calling to reach out and share his word, and some may feel calling to preach his word. And so if that's the case, I want to take you even further into God's word to go into 1st and 2nd Timothy and Titus, what we call the pastoral epistles. And these are great letters to read for somebody who has a passion for sharing God's word, because these were young ministers that Paul was mentoring and teaching them about their responsibilities in handling God's word. So you're just going to love today. There's so much great studying to do. It's Saturday, and if you aren't working, you can spend all day long digging into these passages. Those who feel a calling to do so will find out the reason why preaching has such power and how to rightly devote ourselves to that if that's our calling. Well, hey, God bless you, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow for worship, and then back together again on Monday for the daily sermon application videos. God bless you.